Okay, you guys, today we're going to be talking about Haley Cummings, little 5-year-old girl, went missing approximately, I will say, 15 years ago. That case was something to be reckoned with. Um, Once you guys hear everything that transpired in that case, you guys are going to be shocked if you haven't been following this case. So let's get with it. So I just want to share my screen, um, but I'm going to print that. Did y'all understand that? Hey, Sassy. Hey, Wee. Hey, Poppy. Dang, you girls are on it today. So let me ask you guys, who has heard of the Haley Cummings case? And who hasn't? Have a lot of you guys heard of it? And I need to pull our babies up so you guys can see the babies today. We're going to do the little babies. We're not going to do the sharks. Oh, okay. Traders is live. Okay. Dang, I didn't know Traders was live. I'm weird, you guys. I'm not like other creators. If I see somebody I like live, I'm like, dang, I should have checked. Okay, well, anywho, you guys definitely check out Traders. All right, we got our babies going on. Thank you, Sassy, for the copyright. Just like, hey, Chai, how you been? How has everybody been? Oh, you guys haven't heard of it? Okay, well, give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull up some pictures of little Haley Cummings. She went missing back in 2009. She went missing back in 2009. Her story is really something. Hold on, I want to pull some pictures up of her first. Always show our love to the victims because that's what this little girl was. She was a victim. Okay. And I had everything pulled up, you guys, believe it or not. I really did. And we ended up having a visitor today. So it kind of threw me for a loop. Okay. Let's pull up some pics. Pics of little Haley. Okay, that's photo search. There we go. This one might be appropriate. And I love this picture of her. This is 5-year-old Haley Cummings. Is Lips in here? Hey, Lips. Thank you. Thank you, Casey. Okay, so now back in 2009, I started following this case. And boy, did it take us on a journey. Her father, hold on, let me see what else is on this page. Okay, so, and we are going to listen to the 911 call, okay? Hey, Nicole. Hey, Jenny. This is the thing, Chai. Don't forget the Haley's dad, Ronald, married his teenage babysitter, thinking that she was going to talk and tell him what happened to his 5-year-old daughter. She never did, so he divorced her. Okay? He married her thinking she was going to talk. It didn't work like that. He ended up divorcing her. Now, we will also get into the fact that both he and Misty Crosland, the babysitter, stepmom, baby daddy, cohort, whatever, were arrested selling, I'll say, illegal substances to an undercover officer. And it just wasn't a few things. It was like 100 of these pills, right? Hey, Stephen. Hey, Karen with a C. So this was after Haley went missing. Now, I'm going to read you some of the timeline, and then we're going to go and we're going to listen to the 911 call. Hey, Cotton Candy. Hey, girl. I love you guys. I want you to know that. I do. I adore all of you guys. Even when you're feisty. Even when you're feisty, I still love you. Of course I do. You guys are the yin to my yang. How about that? Oh no, I'm running for president. I hereby announce. Remain Calm is going to be your next president. For real. Yep, I can't help but to love you. I am. I want to be the next president of these YouTube streets. And y'all, if there's a problem, you have to come to the president. All right? We're going to clean up these streets. We're cleaning up these YouTube streets. Run for Remain Calm. Hey, that's a good one. Hashtag run for Remain Calm. Not run from Remain Calm. Don't run from me. Oh, girl, I would clean up these streets. Hey, Nada. I wouldn't want to be Secret Service today. Hey, loves to lurk. Hey, girl, I'm going to be talking about Elijah again here really soon. I wanted to let you know that. This is one case you didn't dig into it. Lord, there was so much. So much. So, Haley lived in I always watch out for Nicole. I always watch out for Nicole. Oh, don't ask Andrew or Ernie to be your security detail. No, ain't gonna do that. Ernie'd have too many women coming for him. They wouldn't want to see me. They would want to be there for Ernie. Because he's so good looking. Ernie. And as always, feel free to 420 it over here. It's always nice on the porch. Hang out. Do your little bit of whatever. Do your whatever. You know how we roll over here. You haven't done anything today? You mean you just haven't been caught doing anything today? Right, Nicole? Hey, Lisa. Me too. I'm sick of Ernie. Ernie is making us all sick. Ernie, your bad vibes are seeping through the galaxy. Okay? For real. You got bad vibes, mister. So anyhow, let's get started. So little Haley was 5. Okay. And on February 9th, 2009, family members say Haley Ann Marie Cummings, 5, is last seen around 10 p.m. at her Satsuma home in South Putnam County. Now, the residence that they lived in, and I'll pull it up too. I know I have it. Is a trailer. They lived in a trailer. Hey, Lisa Kleckner. Yeah, I heard him, Nada, when he said that he had Andrew working undercover. Oh, Lord. Working undercover on Grindr. Oh, my God. That's even worse. Okay, so where's my picture of stepmommy here? Here, I'll show you this picture. Now, this is Ronald, Haley's dad, and the person that he's hugging is his kid's babysitter slash wife slash ex-wife, right? Heck yeah, Nicole. And I haven't had a chance to talk with Liz today, so I don't know if something's up with her. I'm sure she'll pop in. She'll pop in when she needs to. I think everybody thinks the stepmom did it. So, now, Misty Crosland at the time was only 17 years old. She was only 17. And Haley is last seen at 10 p.m. The bedroom, and I'll pull up the trailer like I said, but there was a bedroom. What am I hearing? Oh, how the fuck did that come on? Okay, hold on. Sorry. So anyhow, Misty, 17 years old, was dating Ron. I'm going to call him Ron. His name is Ronald, right? Okay, Now, from the beginning, Misty's story changed and changed and changed. She was the only one in the trailer that night when Haley went missing. Now, she says that her and Haley's baby brother were asleep in a bed and that Haley was asleep on a mattress that had been placed on the floor. It was like a toddler mattress, I believe. And I am going to play the 911 call and we'll go over that. It is kind of hard to hear, but so anywho, so Haley goes missing about 10 o'clock. Is last seen about 10 o'clock. Misty Crosland does not call 911 until later. So at 3 a.m., okay, she's last seen at 10, but at 3 a.m. on February the 10th, Misty Crosland, like I said, 17 years old at the time, Ronald Cummings' live-in girlfriend, wakes up to use the bathroom around 3. On her return, she says she notices 5-year-old Haley missing. Let's get her back up there. Let's get that baby back up there. So at 3:30 is when Haley is reported missing to the Putnam County Sheriff's Office. And soon after that, Ronald Cummings, who is 25, He's 25. Misty Crosland is 17. Returns home from his job at PDM Bridge in Palatka. Now, this is what I want to say from the beginning. Ronald was at work. He is verified to be at work. When I play this 911 call, hopefully you will be able to hear him in the back saying things to Misty Crosland. And like I said, I look for this 911 call everywhere, and it is a little bit hard to hear, but I will definitely be turning the closed captions on, and we'll talk about it as it goes. Now, I found this on a channel called Frostbitey, and so I thought I would use theirs. So, okay, let's get into this 911 call, y'all.
Door was wide open and I can't find my daughter.
Can't find what?
My daughter.
Okay, what's your address?
She's saying, I can't find my daughter.
Green Lane. What is that near?
What's the numerical?
The miracle, what's that?
The number? Green Lane?
She's 17 years old. She's 17 years old. And when the 911 operator asked her what her address is, the numerical number, she had to ask the 911 operator what that meant. What did numerical mean? Okay. Now, I ain't going to say nothing about that. She was 17 years old, okay? You know, so yeah, I just kind of wanted to point that out. Because you guys know I'm weird, and I point out weird shit, okay?
Yes.
Okay, when did you last see her?
We were just like, it was about 10 o'clock. She was sleeping, like, she's cleaning.
Okay, how old is your daughter?
And she's 5.
Okay, what was she last seen wearing? Ma'am?
Now, Ronald's in the background, okay? Ronald is in the background. Now, Bio Mom, from my understanding, Corey, Bio Mom, and we'll get into all that, okay? I'm going to go over the 911 call and the basic timeline today, but we will be getting into the mother, the Misty Crosland's family, Ronald, and, everything that happened with that, okay? But Ronald had a very good job. And from my understanding, he had the money to take care of the kids, okay? And Mom got him, Mom, if I remember correctly, got him every weekend or every other weekend, right? Well, not everybody gets to take Remain Calm's class, Nicole, to know what numeric means, okay? But remember, she was 17. But we will get into the Bio Mom. I believe, if I remember correctly, her name's Crystal. Crazy stuff in this case, y'all. All right, let's finish this 911 call. Now, Ronald's in the back, and Ronald's not very freaking happy.
And I was like, Mama, we were sleeping.
Okay, all right. You said your back door was wide open?
Yeah, it was a brick. Like a brick on the floor. Like when I went to sleep, the door was not like that.
Okay, now she's saying that the back door was open with a brick. And if I remember correctly, it's a cinder block that was up against the door, right?
Okay, the back door, listen to me. Your back door was wide open. What are you talking about, a brick?
Yes.
What is the brick?
It's on the back door on the stairs. Like, we have like a walkway.
Uh-huh. And there was a brick laying there?
Yes, it's still there. They are.
We got them coming. Tell them we got them coming.
They're coming.
Okay, what's the color of your house, ma'am?
It's blue.
Blue? Okay.
Now, Ronald is pissed. I'm telling y'all, he is freaking pissed. He wants to know who comes in a freaking trailer, of all things, and takes a little girl.
Okay, what does she look like? How tall is she? Give me some description of her.
Oh, she has like long hair, curly, like curls.
Long, curled, what color?
She's white.
Okay, what
And
color
she's got hair.
Brown hair?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm going to show that, Corey. I'm going to show all of that.
Okay, how tall is she about? Or how much does she weigh? Do you know that?
Huh?
About how tall or how much does she weigh?
Like 4 something, like, I don't know, like, she's not that tall.
Okay, tell your husband we got him coming, okay?
Okay.
Ronald is
How much does she weigh?
pissed.
Do you know?
Huh?
How much does she weigh?
Like 40, 50 pounds, 60 pounds.
40 to 60 pounds?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get your name and phone number.
My name is...
Spell your last name? Okay, was your back door locked, do you know?
Yes, but that's what always stays locked.
Okay, so 10 o'clock's the last time she sees Haley. She wakes up about 3 and notices Haley's not there. So law enforcement isn't called until 3:30, and Ronald is home.
Man, I need somebody to get here now.
Okay, let me speak to him. So
Here comes Ronald.
I just got home from work. My 5-year-old daughter is gone. I need
Okay.
somebody to be here now. I'm telling you.
Listen to me. We got 2 officers.
If I find whoever has my daughter before y'all do, I'm killing them. I don't care. I'll spend the rest of my life in prison. I'm telling you, you can put it on record, and I don't care.
Okay, it's okay, sir. We got him on the way. Okay, can you give me what kind of description of her pajamas that she was wearing?
I don't fucking know. I got work.
Okay, sir, we got him coming, okay?
Ronald hangs up. Ronald wants to know, where is my daughter? And Ronald hung up, so we're just waiting. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Hello?
Okay, sir, let me talk to your wife. So let me get some information from her. Okay. Can I talk to her? Okay.
How the fuck do you let my daughter go, bitch?
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. Listen to me. I need you to answer some questions. Does the door look like it was pried open? Does it look like you had some sort of someone try to enter into your house?
Hold on.
And another thing, make sure you and your husband don't touch the door anymore. Don't mess with the door or anything.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't look like it is?
No.
Okay, now listen. Tell your husband do not touch anything. Make
Fuck
sure
the
it's
sideways.
because we're gonna try to get a canine out there.
Okay. She said don't touch anything because they're bringing canine out here.
They better motherfucking bring something in. Let's find that motherfucking killing him. I don't give a fuck about prison. Prison don't scare me.
Okay, we understand.
Ronald
we got him on the
is
way, okay?
upset.
What's her name? How do you spell her first name? What's her middle name?
Yeah.
She did let her get stolen, in my opinion, Corey. She did let her get taken. And she did nothing but lie and lie and lie. That's all she did.
And the spelling of the last name is
Well, that's my last name, wasn't hers. That means where did you?
what's her date of birth?
I'm gonna fucking kill somebody.
Okay, well, tell them we understand. We need to get her date of birth.
What's her date of birth?
Fucking date of birth is. We need to find her. Fuck her date of birth.
Okay, listen to me. I'm getting this information. I'm not the officer driving out there, okay?
Okay.
They're coming out there to handle that situation. I need to gather all information from you over the phone. It has nothing to do with me driving out there. The officers are taking care of that, okay? They're coming out there, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stay on the phone with you, okay?
Okay.
Until they get there. All right, hang on.
And let me say this, and I will be showing it, okay? Ronald Cummings and Misty were on the news. They were on CBS News. Of course, they were on HLN. Misty Crosland, and I mean, you guys are going to be amazed at some of the stuff that I'm going to show that transpired in this case. And just let me say, the sad part about it is when they got busted for selling substances to an undercover officer, if I remember correctly, Ronald got 15 years. Misty Crosland got 25. Now, it's been about 15 years, and now all of a sudden, Misty wants to come out and say that she knows what happened to Haley that night. Now, is she doing this just to maybe get out of prison early? We're going to find out.
Tell him we got him coming. He needs to try to calm down a little bit, okay? The officers are going to come out there and do what they can. We can't have him screaming and yelling at the officers whenever they get there, okay?
Got better people to talk to than the fucking motherfucker that ain't coming.
There he went. He hung up again. Ron hung up again. All right, let's get back to it, you guys. Let me get Haley's picture back up here because she's the victim. She's the victim. Okay, so we heard the 911 call, and I apologize, you guys. I know it was kind of rough. Hey, Suzette. Definitely, no, she ain't saying nothing. I mean, so February 9th, the last time she seen Haley was at 10. At 3 o'clock, she gets up to go to the bathroom and no Haley. She just notices her gone. So that was the 911 call that took place at 3:30 a.m. Don't forget that Misty is 17 years old. Ronald is 25. Okay? Which she was almost 18. I mean, I just like to pull up the age difference and maybe Misty not being so educated, and Ron was 25. So at 9:30 in the morning, a Amber Alert was issued for Haley Ann Marie Cummins. The back door of the mobile home was found ajar, propped open by a cinder block. See, that's what I was wondering. I don't think it was a screen door. It was the actual door into the trailer itself, right? So, of course, 130 officers, 10 from the county, state, federal law enforcement agencies searched for Haley. They, of course, converged on Satsuma. Now, the population of Satsuma was only 5,500, and it's about 10 miles south of Palatka. The search included helicopters, water units, bloodhounds. They searched a 5-mile radius around the home, including the bank of the St. John River, which is about 300 yards of the residence. Now, why I want you guys to remember that is, after Misty went to jail, at some point, they pulled her out of jail and she led them down a dock to the water. We're going to talk about all of that. Definitely. So, of course, Ronald wanted Haley back. Now, let's get into Haley's mom. Crystal Sheffield, 23. She was 23, and I don't know if I got a picture of her or not. But her family and Ronald Cummings had a evening vigil. And many nights afterwards, they held a vigil for Haley. Did you know a cousin that was there visiting was cleared? He went back to Hawkins County, Tennessee. Huh. Yeah, I knew that there was a cousin there that had been cleared. I don't think I really paid attention to where he went back. Right. So Haley's gone. And this is just a kind of rundown of, the few days after. Now, this is what's interesting. From my understanding, the canines picked up Haley's scent going 2 different directions. So one was to the mailboxes out in front of the trailer park, right? Like she had played in that area. And the other one led more towards the water, towards the area, towards the water. Now, they wasn't sure if the scents that the dogs picked up wasn't from her actually playing in the area. Okay. And we'll go over all that too. So they did search. The scent was picked up by the canines. They did release redacted copies of the 911 call. At 4 o'clock, they declared the case an abduction. There is no evidence around the house that would lead one to believe the girl wandered away on her own. So by 4 o'clock, they declared her being abducted. Okay. Of course, law enforcement questioned everyone, and most were being very cooperative. Everyone that law enforcement questioned, they gave them a chance to take a lie detector. Okay. Now, there was reported the county officials, with assistance from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the FBI, report they are checking on the whereabouts of 44 sexual offenders who live within a 5-mile radius of the home. Right? Well, you got to remember, he was younger, Chai. The little boy was a lot younger, and allegedly the little boy was in bed with Misty, right? Hey, Debbie. Debbie, I'm going to do something while you're in here. And if you don't want to do it, I will not get my feelings hurt. But I need to do it now. And I want you to know that I know that you mod for other channels, and I'm all good with that. And if another channel goes live while I'm live, you can go. I won't get upset, okay? Because I know you mod for Daisy and stuff, and I know that they're they have a lot more people in their chat and things like that. So and yes, you're right. Absolutely, Nancy Grace was all over it. She spoke with Ronald Cummings many, many, many times, okay? And yeah, I just did it, Debbie. And like I said, I know that you mod for other channels that are a lot bigger than mine and have a lot more people in chat. So when, like, if I'm ever live and Daisy goes live, I wouldn't expect anything else than you to go and mod for her, okay? But I want to make you a mod. So I did. How about that? Okay. So let's get into this. So 44 sexual offenders within a 5-mile radius, right? So they did canvass all the homes in the area, the trailers that were unoccupied. Now, by February 12th, they were continuing the search. They expanded it. Ronald Cumming, he goes on national television and wants his daughter returned. He also stated he had no involvement in Haley's disappearance, which law enforcement will say that Ronald was at work, okay? Misty Crosland, from what at the time Ronald was saying, basically he didn't blame her for being the last known person to see Haley, okay? So Marie Griffiths, Haley's maternal grandmother, was very critical of Misty Crosland and what Misty was saying. Now, we'll get into that also, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that was transpiring with Ronald and Misty and Ronald's family and Misty's family, it was all out there on social media. It was out there in the news. And wait till we get to the part where Geraldo Rivera decided he was going to do a pop-up. And we'll talk about that for real. Oh, you're okay, Sassy Ann. Yeah, I kind of get told that my chat's pretty easy to mod. That's because we got good people over here. We like people. We like people over here. Okay, so Haley's maternal grandmother had a lot to say. Now, going back to Ronald and Crystal, Ronald had primary custody of Haley and Ronald Jr. Her Haley disappearing had nothing to do with any type of custody issues. Crystal had the kids every other weekend. So right away, the custody stuff was kind of, yeah, Geraldo pulled up. So, okay. Now, just to let you guys know a little tidbit. George Anthony.
Hello, Moto.
George Anthony, Kaylee Anthony's grandfather, and Joshua Duckett, the father of missing Leesburg boy, they actually went to the Cummings home to show support. Hang on just a minute. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay, sorry guys. Our friend was here. I wanted to tell him bye before he left. For real. Yeah, the other child was sleeping with Misty. Ronald Jr. was sleeping in the bed with Misty. Haley was put onto the floor on a toddler bed mattress, if I remember correctly. So, yes, allegedly, they went in the back door of the trailer and went into the same room and got Haley. Somehow Haley was taken out of that trailer. For real. Okay. Let me try to get my mojo back here, you guys. Okay. So, Leonard Padilla. You guys remember Leonard Padilla? He was a bounty hunter that worked for Kaylee Anthony case. And he offered a $25,000 reward at that time if Haley was found. So then we're going to pop to the 13th. They found several items of interest during a fresh search of the area near the home. They wouldn't specify what they found, though. At that time, investigators said they were going to interview the relatives, and some of the other ones they wanted to re-interview, but they did not tell us who it was they were wanting to re-interview. Now, I don't think we know, Debbie, if the cinder block was put there as they were carrying her out or if it was put there before. And believe me, this case is very extensive. We're going to get into Missy Crosland. We're going to get into her cousins, her uncles, her mommy and daddy. I mean, these people, it's a lot. It's a lot. So that's why I'm kind of starting with the timeline. Get a basic timeline of when Haley went missing. So February 14th, they had 250 volunteer searchers plus law enforcement from 17 agencies, including divers and air units. You know, Summer's case, Summer Moon Utah Wells case, they had a lot of different agencies that came together to help look for Summer. Misty doesn't know, says a cop. Yeah, Misty says in the 911 call, yeah, she kind of acted like, you know, there's a brick at the back door. But we have to keep in mind that Misty did nothing but lied. Everywhere Misty went, it was something a little bit different. Of course, they were hoping Haley would be found alive. Then we're going to hop over to February 15th. They again searched for Haley with no new evidence. They announced on February 15th that they were ending the ground searches unless they had new information. They also were interested in a registered RSO who was arrested in 2004 on lewd and lascivious case in Putnam County. But he was accounted for. So that was out of the way. Haley's relatives held a birthday party for her younger brother, now 4, who was in the home when Haley vanished, allegedly. February 16th, Texas EquiSearch was set to end the search, and this is 2009, okay? 2009. Texas EquiSearch had been involved, and they also needed new details to continue. February 17, 2009, they announced new leads after canvassing about 300 homes and stopping more than 200 vehicles, but will not say what information that they have. This is where it gets interesting, okay? This is where it gets interesting, you guys. How do you take a child out of a room with a sleeping parent? Well, we have to remember that what starts coming out is substance abuse, okay? We got to remember that. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. On February 18th, officers confirmed a tip that Misty Crosland, was not at home at the time Haley supposedly was sleeping. Now, of course, Ronald Cummings and Misty Crosland say that they passed lie detector test. Now, also, it was questionable what Haley was wearing. So they had to revise the initial report in eliminating that she had been wearing a pink shirt that night. The clothing was later found. So what they initially thought that Haley went missing in was later found. Okay? I remember something about the laundry or something, but we'll get there. We will get there, I promise. Okay? We will get there. Okay. Then, on February 19, 2009, police did arrest a predator who was living near Haley's home that had violated his curfew in the days after Haley was reported missing. But his GPS showed he wasn't in the area. Now, February 21st, and I'm just going down the line for now, y'all. They scaled back the search, tried to pursue leads. They interviewed the cousin of Misty Crosland, who lived in Tennessee and had recently visited the area, but he was not found to be a suspect nor a person of interest. Now, a trespass warning on February 21st, 2009. Here we go, class. A trespass warning was given to Geraldo Rivera. That's when he had that show back in 2009 called, what is it? Geraldo at Large. Because he went there and wanted to ask Ronald Cummings some questions over Haley. That didn't work out real well for you, did it, Geraldo? But yes, I will say Ronald Cummings and Nancy Grace had many of conversations. Misty Crosland does not like Nancy Grace. She would never converse with Nancy. She didn't like her. Okay, so Geraldo gets a trespass warning. Now, on February 24, 2009, it was confirmed that Haley's younger brother talked about a man in black who entered the home and took his sister. Law enforcement wouldn't even comment on that statement. But his maternal grandmother said that the little boy could have just been repeating something he overheard. And maternal grandmother, I have always agreed with your statement that the little boy overhearing something he heard, because allegedly, guess what? Him and Misty were asleep when she went missing, right? I know. Did you guys? Okay. Kind of off topic here. Put a 1 in chat if you've seen the episode where Geraldo got his nose broke. Didn't he get a chair thrown at him or something? I don't remember. But he got his nose broke. I remember that. Okay. They bring in more detectives. By skinheads. Was it by the skinheads? Okay. I don't know who did it. I don't know if that can be in chat. I don't know if that word. Will they get me for calling them skinheads? I know for a fact, Debbie, it was on live national TV. Geraldo and Springer were my shoes. So, hang on. Okay, I'll get that in a minute. Hey, can you guys, can you change the skinhead word for me? Thank you, Sassy Ann. Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with you, Nada. I just don't know what YouTube's going to say about that. You're good. You're good on the porch, girl. Okay. Well, you know what, Debbie? I will say this. I've watched channels that they get by with everything. And I've seen me and my channel do the same thing. And they gig me for it. I don't know if it's because my channel's smaller. But yeah, I see things. I see things. That's like that movie. I see dead people. February 25th. This is very important too. Those contributing to the search for Haley and her family are warned about fake online solicitations. As I'm sure most missing children's cases, they do let individuals know about fake online solicitations. Okay. Now, on the 26th and 27th, they bring out the cadaver dogs. Okay. Oh yeah, Sally, Jesse, Raphael, Maury Povich. Do you guys remember? And this is kind of off topic. Hey, act right, bitches. Act right, bitches. Do you guys remember? Oh, was it Ricky Lake? But they had these two guys on there, and they were supposed to be friends, and one of them had feelings for the other one, and put it out there on national TV, and the guy, when they got back home, said that it gave him shame and stuff like that, and he unalived the other guy. Do you guys remember that? I can't remember exactly who I think it was either Sally. Oh, Jenny Jones. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, Jenny Jones. That was crazy, wasn't it? That was crazy. Okay, so they brought up the cadaver dogs. One alerted on a dumpster near her home, but nothing's found. They finally removed the crime scene tape around the home. They absolutely took DNA samples from Ronald Cummings and Crystal Sheffield, who was the children's mothers. And Ronald had no immediate plans to go home and was living in a travel trailer that was lent to him. February 28th, they actually report Haley on America's Most Wanted. This is kind of describing Haley, okay? So, and I will make a banner for Haley. I apologize, I haven't done that yet. Usually with the kids, I like to do a banner. Now, I have to say, this is when Haley went missing, okay? And like I said, we're going on like 15 years ago or more. So, Haley had a genetic abnormality known as Turner syndrome. It affected one of every 2,500 female babies born alive and is marked by features ranging from major heart defects to minor cosmetic indicators. Okay. So I guess how you see Haley has kind of like a lazy eye. Okay. She's got kind of like a lazy eye. So after all these years, she also has 2 brown birthmarks on her left cheekbone and right jawline. Her fingers and toes are chubbier than most children her size and age, and her left eye is slightly smaller and unaligned, a condition called lazy eye. She also is below the average height for her age at about 3 feet tall. So, I'm just going to say this, and I hate to say this because I always try to hold out so much hope, but I think a lot of us have really come to feel that Haley is not with us anymore. Okay. I don't believe Haley is with us anymore. And I hate to say that because I don't like to say that about any missing child. If Haley were still with us, a possibility of her being seen by a doctor for certain conditions and stuff like that. You know, but where would you even start to look? I wonder if it would be cool if doctors' offices or hospitals had a wall for missing children. But I don't think they do that. There hasn't been an age progression one done, Lust Alert, from my understanding. Hey, Slim. From my understanding, this is in Florida. Florida, right? I'm not mistaken. I know I'm not mistaken. You guys know me. I talk about so many missing kids, I get them mixed up. Okay. March 4th, not a cold case. March 9th, the father and brother of missing University of Florida student Tiffany Sessions meet with a relative of Haley's to offer their support and encouragement to keep the case open to the public in hopes of finding the little girl. So we have individuals from families of missing children that are being very supportive to Ronald and the family. Okay. And like I said, I'm just going over a quick timeline here. We're going to get into all of it, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, there's a lot. Okay, so then we're going to, all right, let me find this. On March 12th, now Haley went missing. Oh shit, how the hell did I do that? Get back to me there. Haley went missing February 9th, 2009. Okay. Ronald Cummings decides that he's going to marry Misty Crosland on March 12th. March 12th. Let me pull this over here. March 9th, Ronald Cummings, 25, and Missy Crosland, 17, are issued a marriage license at the Putnam County Courthouse. They marry on March 12th. Haley's reward fund at that time was up to $26,500. But Ronald decides that he's going to marry Misty. I think he truly believed that if he married her, she would tell him what happened to Haley. And I'm going to let you guys look at that picture here for a moment. And I'm going to go grab me something to drink. I'm parched. I apologize. Thank you, guys. Yeah, she was 17 at the time. She might have just turned 18. But, I mean, what is the consent? I mean, obviously it was legal. Misty was the 17-year-old babysitter who was living with Ronald Cummings. Okay? She lived there. Boyfriend, girlfriend. When Haley went missing, he married her. He married Misty. And from my understanding, he married her because he thought that if he could marry her, that she would tell him what happened to Haley. And she never did. So he divorced her. I don't know why he married her to start with, but okay. So they got married in the front yard of a friend's mobile home. Next day, they went to New York to appear on the Today Show, where Ronald said the wedding is part of his personal life and no one's business. Haley's mother criticizes the marriage and the trip that occurred while the search for Haley was going on. So people are looking for Haley. Yes, Debbie. The real mom was in the picture. She had received, she's seen the kids. She got them every other weekend or something like that. So it was kind of said early on that anything to do with custody was not, it had, there was no involvement in Haley disappearing due to any kind of custody stuff. Now, I do have a video of when they went on these national TV shows, and I'm going to show them, but I'm not going to show them today, okay? I just, like I said, I'm giving everybody the rundown, and then we will get into me showing you the video and audio, and there is a lot. There is a lot. So they were just going everywhere, okay? They were searching for Haley when they went on national TV. Now, so March 17th, the mother, Crystal Sheffield, and family friends announced the opening of the Haley Bug headquarters, where Sheffield can stay and remain near the location where her child was last seen. Donations to aid in the search were collected at that building, and tips in the case could be collected at that location. So basically what they did was, and that's kind of a good idea, that they made that area a place where the mom could at least stay for a little while and not have to leave the last place where her daughter was seen. So some of that stuff is bittersweet, though, when you get into stuff like that. Now, on March 20th, both parents announced that they have attorneys. Over the year, the representation changed on who was going to represent them, as well as Misty Crosland Cummings. Okay. On March 30th, Haley's real mother had a minor vehicle accident where she ran into the back of a car. Due to a seizure. Okay. On the 27th, she has another seizure that reportedly was due to stress at the Haley Bug Center that was kind of put together so she wouldn't have to go back and leave the last place where her daughter was seen. Eventually, she started staying in the county less, and the little Haley Bug Center closed and had been relocated to Baker County where she lived. So basically, this is what happened. I mean, in a nutshell, people donated for Crystal to have a place to live, to be closer to where Haley went missing. Okay. And they named it a specific thing. When it came to her kind of not being in the area as much, and you guys believe me, when we get into this case and start talking about some of this stuff, that lady probably was very, very stressed, and that caused the seizures. So probably her eventually, not spending so much time in that area probably was very good for her health. So what they did was they basically moved where she was living to another area. Okay, is what they did. So call it what you will, but very kind people made sure that Crystal Sheffield had a place to stay. And I find that I can see that. Okay, I can see that. Knock on the devil's door too many times. You better believe it. You better believe it. And you guys just wait until I get into Misty Crosland and her family and things like that. And everything that transpired, right, is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. So she relocates back to Baker County. Okay. April 28th, they had to come on and say, the rumors are not true. We do not have an arrest in the case. Me too. For real. I believe, just going a little bit ahead of myself, that the only reason that Misty is willing to say what she really knows or tell another lie is to get out of prison early. I mean, I could really see law enforcement agreeing if what she's going to tell them is the truth. If she would just tell them the truth. Okay, so we're going to hop down to on June 26th, okay, Haley's maternal grandmother, they dug up animal remains in her yard. They called them secondary searches. They really had no idea if anything was buried in that yard, but they said they were leaving no stone unturned in the investigation. You guys remember hearing somebody, I can't remember who is, in the Summer Wells case when they talked about we're turning over stones that we didn't know we needed to turn over at the time? Probably because them people get on social media and talk too much. I mean, come on. And I'm not going to get into the Summer Wells case because I am going to be talking about it again here real soon. But if law enforcement hasn't knocked on my door, I'm not going to call them and say, hey, are you looking for me in the Summer Wells case? I just, I'm just being treated real badly on social media over it. Fred said. Okay, I got too much to say about that. I'm not even going to get started. Got a lot to say about Summer's case. I think it's just about time I start saying it. Slim said rec time and Happy Meals is what she wants. Lord. Lordy. Well, she ain't getting the toy if she wants a Happy Meal. No toys allowed. But no, they had nothing saying that there was a child buried in the yard or anything like that, okay? Now, on July 16th, they announced that the DCF, Florida, Department of Children and Families, had cleared Ronald Cummings of any abuse of his daughter prior to her disappearance. Also, he retained custody of his son, and both him and his wife at the time, him and Misty, agreed to take parenting classes. The mother, Crystal Sheffield, still having her visitation. Now, let's hop over here. On August 6th, 2009, Ronald Cummings is arrested on a charge of burglary with assault or battery after he was accused of hitting his brother-in-law, Hank Tommy Crosland Jr. All right, so here we go. This is where we're going to start hearing about the Crosland family. So we have Hank, and I'm writing them down, Tommy Crosland Jr. Ronald decided to whopping one, I guess. Crosland told officers the fight occurred after his sister contacted her family and said she didn't want to stay at a home where with her husband any longer. Ronald, however, signed affidavits saying his brother-in-law and father-in-law were the aggressors. Oh, Lordy. So this is the start of a lot of wacky stuff, y'all. a lot of wacky stuff because they have no remorse or soul. Yeah, Ron was at work. The thing with, they found no, everything showed Ronald loved his children. Misty never had a chance. Well, like I pointed out earlier, when all of this came about, Misty was 17 and Ron was 25. Right? And I do take that into account. Okay, so Ronald whacks Hank Tommy Crosland Jr., but Ronald said that his brother-in-law and father-in-law were the aggressors. August the 7th, law enforcement has to come out and say that the rumor going around that Haley had been found at that time was not true. And of course, they had to come out and say it so their focus could be maintained on finding Haley. Now listen to this, okay? This is what was going on behind the scenes. August 8th, law enforcement has to come and question Ronald Cummings. Guess what for? Because a dead rat ended up in his brother's mailbox. I'm sorry, brother-in-law's mailbox. So, of course, he wasn't charged. Somebody put a rat in the mailbox. So, law enforcement has to deal with somebody sticking a rat in the mailbox. How ridiculous. Okay. August 17th was Haley's 6th birthday. August 17th. Well, I'll release some balloons for her. Todd's birthday's the 13th. I think we're going to go to the park and hang out and maybe eat some food, and it just sounds relaxing. I think we're going to do that. So, okay. So, August 17th, Haley's 6th birthday. Law enforcement announced they considered Crosland Cummings, Misty, as a key in Haley's disappearance. Physical evidence contradicted her sketchy account of what she was doing the evening the girl was last seen. The sheriff's office also reported it no longer thought that Haley was taken by a stranger and that her parents, Ronald Cummings and Crystal Sheffield, are not, I repeat, are not considered suspects. So who does that leave? One person, right? Misty. And we'll be getting into some jail calls and stuff like that, you guys. Ronald invited people for a balloon release. Now, August 19th, EquiSearch director confirms Crosland Cummings underwent a polygraph in Orlando, and the test showed huge deceptions. Huge deceptions. That says a lot right there to me. Huge deceptions in what Misty was being questioned about. Now, after the lie detector test showing huge signs of deception, later hypnosis and voice analysis tests were also arranged. But Misty, her attorney, said she took the test because she was told if she didn't, EquiSearch wouldn't help with the search. I do not believe that. I do not believe that. I do not believe that EquiSearch would do that. That's just me, though. But I believe at that point, we all knew that she was not telling the truth, right? So, August 29, 2009, a search conducted by EquiSearch looks for clues of Haley, but finds nothing. People looked in an area that Misty talked about while taking tests to clear her name. She tells searchers to look for a red rose in a wooded area running from the St. Johns River east behind the house where the girl lived. All righty. So Misty's saying look for a red rose in a wooded area behind the house. August 31st, the sheriff's office confirms that they interviewed Hank Tommy Crosland Jr., the one Ronald popped upside his head, allegedly. And they confirmed that after remarks made by his sister to EquiSearch about his behavior around the time of Haley's disappearance. So, Misty's telling people that other people are acting strange, right? And when we get into that family, you guys, it's something. It is something. So, on September 5th, more of Misty's relatives are interviewed in Massachusetts. Officers spoke with another brother, Timmy, and his wife, but law enforcement kept that under the vest and will not say why they spoke with Misty's brother and his wife in Massachusetts. In my opinion, I think that they were trying to talk possibly about Misty, her behaviors, things that she done. Because Misty's dad and them, yeah, we'll get into all that. We will. Okay. Now, on September 15th, 2009, Hank Tommy Crosland Jr., Misty's brother, is arrested on grand theft, charged regarding a gun missing from a neighbor's home. And we know that they came out and said that he had been questioned in Haley's disappearance already. So now Misty's brother is arrested on grand theft charge regarding a pew-pew missing from a neighbor's home. And I repeated that because there's going to be another instance where Misty says something about a pew-pew being the reason Haley was taken. That was one of her stories. Now, on September 19th and 20th, this is where we get into this crap with Misty, okay? And them getting a tip that she was not at home with the kids, right? So it became public knowledge September 19th and 20th that officers had a tip that Haley may have been taken to a party where she was unalived from a substance overdose and then taken to a pond. They searched the pond. There was nothing found. Okay? So earlier, it was said that someone, I can't remember who, said that Misty wasn't even home. Now, in this tip, she actually took Haley with her, or there was a party at the trailer. So that is one thing that was put out there, okay? Yeah. Let me go back to that picture of Haley. Let's get Misty and Ronald's picture out there for a minute. Okay, so now, September 22nd, 2009, Putnam County Sheriff's Office revealed that the husband and relatives of Misty Crosland Cummings couldn't reach her the night she was taking care of Haley and her younger brother. She couldn't be reached. Ronald Cummings himself made 20 attempts to reach her by phone that evening. And that was, they showed receipts on that. Law enforcement has the phone records that showed that Ronald had tried to call her like 20 times. And when her brother went to check on her, no lights were on inside and no one answered the door when he banged on it. And later that night, Haley vanished. So right here, they're telling us, right? Ronald tried 20 times to get a hold of Misty. He couldn't get a hold of her. So the brother goes and bangs on the door and nothing, right? Well, I mean, let me finish this a little bit. We're going to definitely be doing a part 2, you guys. I want to go down this case properly and try to do everything really good for you guys. So they couldn't get a hold of Misty. So the brother comes. No one there. That is the same night Haley went missing. On September 28th, someone dropped a letter off at a newspaper, North Florida newspaper, containing information about a possible burial site for Haley, but doesn't lead to anything new about the girl. That tip alone is one of more than 4,000 they received since Haley went missing. October 6th is when Ronald Cummings decided he was divorcing Misty Crosland Cummings, with stress cited to be the reason for the breakup. They wasn't married long, was they? October 7, Misty is pulled over for an alleged road rage incident. Now, she was the passenger. And so I'm going to end that timeline on October 7th, and we're going to leave it as Misty being a passenger in the car and being pulled over. So basically, we do know that Ronald Cummings was not a person of interest. Neither was Haley's mother, her real mother, was not a person of interest. It all comes down to Misty Crosland. And other, I'll just give you a tad bit of what we're going to go over, okay? So this picture is Misty and Ronald when they got issued the marriage license. Everything that they did was on the news. Misty and Ronald were big news, especially Misty. Now, we're going to talk about this. This is Hank Crosland Sr. On November 24th, he is arrested on prescription fraud. Following arrest earlier in the month, okay? Remember Tommy? Dad was arrested for prescription fraud early in the month. Tommy Crosland on possession of drugs. And then in September with the charge of theft of a handgun. Remember, I told you guys, right? He was arrested over a weapon missing from the neighbors. Listen to this, I'm not done. Lisa Crosland, Misty's mother, and the mother of Tommy, is arrested in September on forgery and petty theft charges. These arrests are not connected to Haley's case, but investigators use them to ask questions about her disappearance. Absolutely, law enforcement. Good for you. So that's Misty's dad. He doesn't look very old, does he? Brooks Haug. I don't know what you're saying, Nicole. Well, and I'm going to go over, like I said, Misty and Ronald were arrested for selling a substance to a undercover officer. And I'm hoping the video is out there of it happening. And so I'll be playing that. I will be playing that also, right? I'm just showing you some of the pictures here. February 15th, they were searching for Haley. This is the search of the pond and different things like that. You know, this happened with Summer's case. There were people doing this with Summer's case too. I just don't. I think people were expecting pictures like this and stuff, and you know, they lived in a car for Misty's childhood. Oh, that sucks, Chai. What about him, Nicole? I don't. Are you talking about a totally different case or something? Here's Haley. Isn't that she's so pretty? February 10th, 2009. Misty Crosland calls 911 to report 5-year-old Haley missing at 3:17 a.m. She said she last seen her at 10 o'clock. The same time her father was coming home from work. Misty Crosland, watching Haley and her 3-year-old brother, said she woke to find her gone from the home. Now, I'm going to end it on this, I think. September 25th, 2009. A letter written by Christina Nene Privet, that's her picture, from jail says she was partying with Misty Crosland and that Haley took a substance and passed away. Okay. This is the last one, and then I'm going to get off here. February 21st, 2009. Joe Overstreet, okay, who was visiting from Tennessee the night of the disappearance, is not a suspect. Okay, that is Joe, okay? And also around the time Joe was there, well, yeah, around February 21st when they questioned Joe or whatever, that's when Geraldo got in a confrontation with Ronald Cummings and was run off the property. So, but how, you guys, I'm telling you, these people went on TV. They really put themselves out there. And it was sad that, it was really sad that I felt bad for Ronald Cummings. I know that he got busted for substances and stuff, and I am not saying that that is okay in any sense of the form, but this case, I'm barely touching the bottom of the tip of the iceberg. Ron got out of his 15 years. Hang on, let me find it. Ron got out after 15 years. Now, don't forget, on August 7th is when Ronald was arrested for the fight with Hank Tommy Crosland Jr. October 7th, Ronald and Misty say they're getting divorced. Ronald blamed the stress of the disappearance and contradictions his wife gave in her account of what happened on the night of the disappearance. So, as I said, at the beginning, Ronald married her thinking that she was going to tell him anything that would help find his daughter. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Well, that's why it's a hot mess right now, Debbie. It's a hot mess right now. When methamphetamine came around and people started getting addicted to that, Department of Children's Services were overwhelmed, and to some extent are still overwhelmed, because with that substance, people are losing their children very quickly. And it's sad, but it's true. Misty's mom died in 2016 and her father died in 2023. Wow, Nada. Well, we'll get into that. I'm gonna make sure you guys know how I am. You guys know how I am. And I will always try to show a side of Misty. Um, is she a bullshitter? Absolutely, I think so. Um, no, I don't need to look him up, Nada. I believe you. I can look up and see what they passed away from. Well, and I'm going to get into this too because they were all, it seemed like Misty's family was allegedly, into different substances and stuff. Misty Crosland's life is I think it's a story to tell, to be honest with you guys. She was 17 with a responsibility to watch two children and we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it for real. Oh, Gabby. Yeah. I mean, honestly, in some states and counties, the offices themselves are being used for children. And also, I've showed this on my channel where teenagers are basically in some places being put into like hotels or motels, whatever you want to call them. I showed where a young teenager was basically told by someone in authority from an organization, I'll say, that it would be simple for her to sell herself. I'll have to find that. Well, I think Ron met more than her basic needs, Try. For real. Tomorrow's Debbie's birthday. I'll sing you happy birthday tomorrow, Debbie. I'll see if I can get my voice back a little bit. My voice is bad anyway, but it's getting a lot worse. Hey, Exploited. Well, we're just talking about the Haley Cummins case. For real, for real. Tomorrow we will get into some of the interviews and because you guys know me, I like to show you proof. We got to have the proof. We need them receipts. Well, I always ask people to, sometimes when you look at things, a little common sense helps. But you guys know if sense was common, we would all have it, right? Yes, it's bad, Nada. It's bad everywhere. It is really bad everywhere. Yes, Debbie. You're going to be 66, Debbie? I look at all of you like you're 25. How about that? We're all young chicks. We're all hanging out on the porch and talking our talk. So, yeah, okay, so they're going to get divorced. Look at Misty in this picture. Now, we're going to be talking about these people. So, January 20th, 2010, Misty Crosland, Ronald Cummings, Tommy Crosland, Donna Brock, and Hope Sykes are charged with substance trafficking after a month-long undercover investigation involving the sale of 330 tablets of oxy anhydro. August 16th, Misty pleaded guilty to seven prescription substance trafficking charges. Ronald, on August 20th, he pled guilty to 3 charges of trafficking in hydro. 2 are dropped. That's very interesting, right? Misty herself has seven prescription trafficking charges. Ron ends up with 1. Misty got it for oxy and hydro, and he was charged with only 1 count, which was the hydro. Now, this is another story. Oh, Lord, I was going to stop. I am going to stop here. I want to stop right here, you guys. Hopefully, I gave everybody stuff that you can kind of go over in your mind about. And there were so many stories told in this case. Yeah, if YouTube is, for some reason, in chat, is where they have AI looking for all this list of just all kinds of stuff. So if anybody ever gets their comment removed, it's not because I don't see it. It may be just one word in there. So, but I always catch it before we have it removed, for sure, you guys. So don't ever think if you put something in that I don't see it. Because one thing I do over here is I try really hard to pay attention to all of you. Well, Kiki, I'm glad you have all those friends. I'm glad you have all your friends in the neighborhood who are texting you. It's good to have friends. For real. And I am going to call Flies and make sure she's okay. Maybe she was up a little late last night. I don't know. Yeah, I do try to interact with chat as much as I can. I mean, I'm talking to you guys, so I might as well, kind of gets boring if you don't talk back or don't have any questions and stuff. You know, that would drive me crazy, I think. there's times when I'm reading something or I'm showing something that, I may not be able to see all of chat, but I keep up with you guys enough to know, yeah, she's never far away, for real. I know she's not. I'm going to say this. She is a wonderful person to have on your side. She really is. I will never stop bragging about her friendship, for real. But Ernie Shell, doing silly shit like doxing, ridiculous. I don't know why people are just want to be mean just to be freaking mean. For real. She's one of my favorites too. Kiki, you're Kiki. We feel ya. Yeah, Ernie's a hot mess. You better believe it. You better believe it. But yes, we're going to get into Misty Crosland and the stories and the jail conversations. And I think that she wants to kind of, and I'm just remembering this because a lot of these things I've seen before, but when I show them to you guys, I usually watch them for the first time or first time in a long time. But I think she, the immaturity that I just would see in her at times. But maybe she feels like she's done enough time and it's time to say what happened. But y'all know what? She could tell us 1,000 stories. She could tell us 1,000 stories. And because of how much she's lied and the stories that she's told, unless Haley's actually found, or, what she says leads to someone actually being arrested, then, what are they going to say? She's just going to tell another story. All right, I'm getting off here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. We are going to be doing part 2 tomorrow at the same time. If 2 o'clock is good for you guys, then I'll do. It'll be, my daytime lives are going to be it'll be 2 or 3 o'clock. The latest that I'll go on during the day is 4. So anywhere from 2 to 4. But I will try to keep it because I know a lot of you guys during the day is easier. And then I know some people, nighttime's a little bit easier. But what I thought I would do was during the day, cover our children's cases and stuff. And then at night, I may comment on something wild that somebody puts out or something like that. I don't want to quit doing that because that's when we have a lot of fun too, is when I do that. So, all right, everybody remember Haley Cummings. And like I said, tomorrow it will be, some of the national televised shows that Misty went on and Ron went on, and some audio of her at the jail. So we're just now getting into it, you guys. So hang tight with me. I hope everybody at least learned a little bit of something. And I will catch you guys tomorrow for part two. Part two. And I appreciate you guys. And thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for all of you guys being supportive of me. And I appreciate you guys. You guys just don't know what you've done for me, just hanging out with me and letting me ramble and take my mind off things. I think over time. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. So just hang with me, okay? Just hang out. That's all I ask. Okay, see you guys tomorrow for part two. Thank you.